Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. Host Fred Arnold on the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. I'm joined by BJ Atkins, a good friend of mine and in the community. I would say good friend, one, because we hang out together all the time, but I think we do a lot of charity work together, and I know you are involved in the community for many years in charity. Tell me more about your involvement in the community.
Oh, I do a number of things. I've been chairman of VIA, been on the board of directors of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
And I've been involved. I got elected in 2005 to the Newhall County Water District Board of Directors. I currently serve as their president, and they've appointed me to Castaic Lake. So I'm on the Castaic Lake Water Agency Board of Directors as well. Some people just think of me as all wet.
You are all over the place, and I see you throughout the community at all the different functions. Let's talk about what you do during the day, if you will. Okay. Environment. Tell me about your company. How long you've been in operation in? I know for well over 25 years.
Yeah, 26 years as of Cinco de Mayo. Huh. So pretty cool. I've been doing environmental work since before it was cool to do environmental work. What I do is I help companies, large and small, do all the things they need to do to comply with the different regulations, whether it be air quality, water quality, waste management. I basically help them with all the different requirements they have, get them permits, get them involved with getting in compliance with the permits. I say that I prevent pollution. I actually protect the environment for a living, which is a very cool thing.
No, and I think that protecting the environment is not a left thing or a right thing. It's an American thing. And I really think that's what it's come down to. Unfortunately, early on, in my opinion, of course, is the environmentalists were so extreme, or the American public hadn't accepted it enough, one or the other. I'm not sure which one I would say, that it kind of got a little bit of a bad rap, but I think the average mom and dad, the average kid, they want to recycle. They want to save water. They want to not pollute the environment. I remember growing up here, BJ, when we had, probably 40, 50 smog days a year where we couldn't go outside and play.
Yeah. I remember that. At that time, I lived in Sylmar before I moved up here in 1966. And I remember wanting to go play soccer, and I couldn't because I couldn't breathe, and I just basically limp home.
Remember your lungs?
They were burning.
Yeah.
And since that time, we've added 7 million people to the Southern California area, and air quality's gotten better.
It's gotten better. So let's talk about air quality.
Okay.
Some of the main things that companies can do, or when they hire you, they look at doing to reduce emissions.
Well, some of the things they're already prescribed by the South Coast Air Quality Management District. The use of solvents is pretty well restricted, and the use of types of paint. The types of paint that are being used now are more water-based than oil-based, and that's been something that's helped. Also, and the primary polluter is cars. And we've done a really good job at expanding mileage. So overall pollution load in our meteorologic trap here, or topographic trap, is lower.
Well, early on, I think there was possibly some regulation, which was great, but I think the American consumer decided that I want better gas mileage, and I'd rather not spend as much money on gasoline,
Bingo.
Especially with what happened in the Middle East and kind of that perception that happened. Why would I put money over there, even though we produce a lot of the gasoline or oil here in the United States? But don't you think that kind of happened at first? Maybe it was to protect the environment, but now I think the awareness is there.
Yeah, the awareness is there. People are trying to buy cars and vehicles that are getting better mileage. They're doing that, and as a function of that, we are adding vehicles, but the total emissions are dropping. Yeah. So we've tripled our population, but the total load of emissions has dropped off, and we have almost no smog days a year now.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And let's talk about water.
Okay.
That's a big topic right now.
Yeah,
water pollution. We have runoff. And one thing a lot of homeowners don't realize, so homeowners and businesses, is the chemicals they put in their yards. And there's so many things, the pesticides they put in to kill a bug that's on your roses. Yeah. That ends up going into the environment in one way. Are we seeing more chemicals being made, or, if you will, safer organic things?
On balance, yes. There's better and more organic types of pesticides and fungicides out there. When it comes to protecting, getting aphids off your roses, use ladybugs. I mean, try and find things that will not pollute. Runoff at a home is important. Runoff at a business is
Imperative.
sometimes even more important.
So you don't lose your business.
I'm glad you brought that up because I just applied and just got last week notified from the State Water Resources Control Board. I'll be one of 100 master trainers training businesses to do better at preventing pollution from their runoff. It's called I'm training qualified industrial stormwater practitioners.
And I remember Bill Barrett, when he was running ADI over there, he would always say, geez, when the rain comes, we got to make sure every chip, every this, every that doesn't get washed in the stream. You know, the things they had to do were amazing.
Yeah.
Very positive for the environment, but were very difficult for him to comply with. But certainly they tried every day to be good stewards of the environment.
That whole thing is ramping up now. Actually, as of July 1st, new state water regs, new stormwater regs kick in. And what Bill was talking about before, he had a tough time of it. It's going to even get tougher now. And frankly, that's probably not inappropriate because the surface waters, the quality of the surface waters aren't improving. And this will help.
That's right. Let's talk about another thing real quick, and that is trash.
Okay.
Trash. I mean, that's one where we can make a big difference. I got a small little trash can, but I got 2 recycle bins.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Then that's appropriate. In fact, most homes, what we really should try to be thinking of is getting to a point where we don't actually have any trash. We're actually recycling and reusing everything as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And so understanding what is recyclable, that's something that I think if people's kids are in tune to. Just listen to your kids.
Yeah.
They'll have
and the kids know.
Yeah, they
because
do
they're
know.
told at school.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a different environment than when we grew up.
Yeah, and they're going to teach you.
Absolutely. So we talked about water, trash. We talked about air pollution. Anything else you want to touch upon real quick in our conversation?
Well, we've got water is an important subject. Drought. We're facing a 4th year. It's going to be a tough time, and I wish things were easier.
And you're a water man.
I'm on the Newhall board, on a Castic board, and we're doing what we can to try and educate people. We're going to keep throwing money at trying giving people the information they need to know to save water, and that it will be important for all of us to do our share because we are in this together. We are
absolutely. Those who want to reach out to you, get your consultation.
Go to atkinsenvironmental.com or 800-750-0622. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook. BJ Atkins, America's leading environmental consultant.
And not only that, you can see him in the community.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't have a hat, then just say, "Hey, what's going on?"
I'm not in uniform.
That's right. It's an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for all you do. Absolutely.
You bet.
Ladies and gentlemen, BJ Atkins. BJ Atkins, one of the premier consultants when it comes to the environment. I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. Host Fred Arnold on AM 1220 KHTS.